And hello and welcome to Unity Christian High School here in Orange City for homecoming here at the high school for this War Eagle Conference matchup between the visiting Trinity Christian Tigers and the host Unity Christian Knights. I am Jordan DeSmit and I will be giving you the call here for this one on Fuller Digital Solutions. And again, I want to apologize for the last home game, for my voice not being on there. It had some technical difficulties on our end. I believe we have it figured out, so we should have a smooth broadcast here tonight. But I'll talk a little bit about both teams, and I'll start with the Trinity Christian Tigers. They're led by head coach Michael DeJager. They are 7-7 overall and 2-4 in the War Eagle. And the Tigers have had a bit of a busy week. This will be their third game of the week, and I guess same with the Knights. But back on Monday, they earned a win at home against Woodbury Central, 51-40. And last night, they won a defensive battle against Galen Catholic, 39-34. So the Tigers have won 2 straight in 3 of their last 4, and they will look to continue their success with their returning honorable mention all conference selections, Micaiah DeJager and Anna Postma. DeJager had 16 in their win last night and is also tied for 9th with Postma and blocks in the War Eagle with 9. She is also great from the charity stripe. She's shooting at a 76.9% clip from there. And Postma had a quieter game points-wise last night, but she put up a good stat line. She had 6.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals to go along with 2 blocks. And so there are some dynamic players here on the floor tonight for the Tigers who look to get back over the 500 mark. They hit a lull for a little while this season, losing 5 straight from December 20th to January 13th. But this is a team that's been playing some good basketball lately, so we'll have to see how they try to stop Unity's firepower. And speaking of the Knights, I'll go ahead and talk about them, of course, led by head coach Jay Scheidemann. And they come into this game at 12-3 overall and a perfect 7-0 in the War Eagle. And I will quick recap their games over the past week or so. This past Saturday, the Knights had their toughest loss of the season against Sioux Center from the Siouxland Conference. They lost 71-46 to a Sioux Center team that is currently ranked 6th in Class 3A. And the Knights found themselves down 22-8, I believe, after the first quarter and just could not handle the Warriors' shooting. Sioux Center shot about 53.1% from the field. And that loss was also probably a big reason why the Knights dropped from 2nd to 10th in the latest Class 3A rankings. But the Knights have rebounded since then. They dominated South O'Brien 63-12 on Tuesday, and they took care of crosstown rival MLC Floyd Valley 74-36 last night. Gracie Skonoven led the way with 34 points in the victory last night. And they desperately need to continue that momentum tonight because they travel to Sioux City to face Class 4A third-ranked Bishop Heelan on Monday night, but they needed to take care of a solid Trinity Christian team tonight first as they look to wrap up their regular season on a high note. So there's a little bit about both teams, about 3 minutes before we get going with starting lineups in the national anthem, and we got a ton of festivities. We got some dance teams that will perform tonight, along with, I believe, they will honor the 1992 track state championship team as well. We'll have that on the live stream for you. I'll have the live stream running, and so hopefully you can enjoy that as well. So we got about 2 minutes and approaching 30 seconds left before we get going, and I'll take a break until then. I'll get you the starting lineups. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
All the best sports shows, all the best games on 101.5 FM and 1570 AM for your college sports, University of South Dakota. For NHL coverage, Minnesota Wild. For NBA coverage, Minnesota Timberwolves. For MLB coverage, Chicago Cubs. And the best games in both college and the pros with the ESPN Radio featured games. Never miss out on the action.
As a bank that cares about supporting small businesses, American State Bank assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs launch their first business. Starting a business can be complicated, even when it's just a lemonade stand. It's never too early to begin thinking towards your next project, and we'll be here to help make it go as smoothly as possible. Supporting entrepreneurs, no matter their age, it's what we do.
You can't replace the peace of mind that comes with knowing your animal is in good hands. Central Veterinary Clinic has been serving Sioux Center and the surrounding area for over 60 years. With a staff of 11 veterinarians, you can be sure you're getting the right care when you need it. Whether it's your companion animal or a production animal operation, Central Veterinary is committed to staying up to date on the most current medical advances and knowledge to provide your animal with the best care. See what the professionals at Central Veterinary have to offer you at centralveterinaryclinic.com.
Customers deserve great internet too. This is Doug from EverTech. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the personal service that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bringing customers like you reliable, unlimited internet. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
Hey basketball fans, welcome to tonight's contest and thanks for supporting high school athletics.
The athletes fighting tonight from both teams have worked hard and appreciate your support and encouragement.
Tonight, we ask that all attendants conduct themselves with good sportsmanship, modeling fair play and mutual respect.
A true sportsman is a person who can take a loss to defeat without complaining, or a victory without gloating, and is someone who treats his or her opponents and officials with fairness and respect.
We, the players and coaches of Union Christian High School, as well as the cheerleaders, student section, parents, and fans,
are expected to display values of good sportsmanship. We all need to show courtesy, acceptance, and understanding toward each other.
remembering that this athletic contest is a game meant for the development of high school students.
Together, we can be part of the message.
The high school athletics promotes and develops lifetime values when fueled by good sportsmanship. Together, we all win. Let's go Knights!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Union Christian High School for tonight's Warrior Conference Girls Basketball Contest featuring the Trinity Christian Tigers and the Union Christian Knights. Special welcome to all of our alumni joining us tonight for homecoming. There is an alumni hospitality room in the cafeteria. If you'd like to have a tour of our new facility, Mr. Dykstra will be there giving those as well. A couple of announcements before we begin. The Unity Dance Team and cheerleaders will be performing at halftime of this girls' game. Immediately after the Varsity girls' game, we will honor the 1992 State Girls Craft Champions, and then we will have our homecoming festivities for 2023. Now here are your starting lineups. For the Tigers, the 5'3" junior number 2, Mesa Flaviga. And for the Knights, the 5'8" senior number 2, Cassidy Decker. For the Tigers, the 5'6" junior number 12, Micaiah Dieter. And for the Knights, the 5'8" junior number 4, Caitlin Zaybergen. For the Tigers, the 5'9" senior number 32, Anna Postma. And for the Knights, the 5'11" senior number 11, Gracie Skono. For the Tigers, the 5'6" senior number 42, Yana Heinen. For the Knights, the 6' sophomore number 10, Jaden Hoffmeyer. For the Tigers, the 5'10" sophomore number 44, Madeline Biss. And for the Knights, the 5'10" sophomore number 44, Courtney Hoffmeyer. Tigers are coached by Mike Daly, assisted by Chad Eichenbogart and Kyle Vandenberg. The Knights are coached by Jay Schneiderman, assisted by John Howard and Sherry Luzman. Your officials for tonight's contest are Craig Matson, Ani Kilsner, Scott Wagner. Now we ask that you all please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Unity Christian Pep Band under the direction of Mrs. Carla Van Beek.
Welcome back to Unity Christian High School. You just saw the starting lineups in the national anthem. I'll try to very quickly go through the starting lineups for both teams. First for Trinity Christian, number 2, a junior Mesa Cleveringa. Number 12, a junior Micaiah DeJager. Number 32, a senior Anna Postma. Wearing number 42 tonight, a senior Kiana Hayden, and a sophomore number 44, Madeline Viss. And for the Knights, we'll see a senior number 2, Cassidy Deckers, a senior number 4, Caitlin Zevenbergen, a sophomore number 10, Jaden Hoffmeyer, a senior number 11, Gracie Skonoven, and a sophomore number 44, Courtney Hoffmeyer. And the Knights win the tip. And here is Cassidy Deckers with it near the top of the key. Gets it off to Zevenbergen. Zevenbergen over to Skonoven. Skonoven back out to Deckers. She'll take a 3 left wing. Too short, no good. Rebound to Jaden Hoffmeyer. Kicks it back out to Skonoven. Skonoven dribbles back out, gets across court to Deckers. Deckers over to Zevenbergen, in the paint to Skonoven, and she gets it into Hoffmeyer, who lays it up and in. And Jaden Hoffmeyer gets the Knights on the board, and here come the Trinity Christian Tigers. This is Cleveringa with it, back over left wing. Hard to see their numbers. This is Anna Postma with it, and she drives a lane and lays it up and in. So knotted up at 2 as both teams score on their first possession. Zevenbergen over to Deckers. Here's Courtney Hoffmeyer with it, over to Deckers again. In the paint, just going over and back out to Zevenbergen right wing. Here's Deckers back over to Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer to Deckers in the paint, and they're going to call a foul inside. Looks like they got a push on Trinity Christian. That's on Madeline Viss. That's her first. Skonoven to inbound, gets it into Zevenbergen. Zevenbergen to Deckers. Deckers near left wing. Skonoven with it. Back to Deckers. Still taking open 3 left wing. Good. Cassidy Deckers with her first 3 of the night. It's 5-2 Unity Christian. And here come the Tigers back the other way. This is Postma. Postma stops, jumper too short, no good. And rebound Cassidy Deckers coming back the other way. Deckers stops, jumper, floater, good. Back-to-back field goals for Cassidy Deckers. She's got 5 here early on at 7-2 Unity Christian. Come the Tigers. This is Cleveringa with it, top of the key. Hands it off to Anna Postma. Postma in the paint to Viss. Viss turn around, jumper, no good off the back iron. And here come the Knights back the other way. This is Deckers with it. Deckers to Hoffmeyer, back to Zevenbergen. Here's Deckers with the left wing. Another open 3 for her, no good. Rebound, Jaden Hoffmeyer gets it into Courtney Hoffmeyer. Her layup up and no good. And a jump ball called on the fight for the rebound. Possession arrow to Trinity Christian, so the Tigers will take over. Here's Micaiah DeJager bringing it back up the court. DeJager working on Zevenbergen. And they're going to call a travel on Micaiah DeJager. So the Knights will take over. Here's Zevenbergen with it. Gets it to Hoffmeyer, back to Zevenbergen. In near left elbow to Skonoven, hands it off to Zevenbergen again. She loses control, taken by the Tigers. And this is DeJager with it, bringing it back the other way. DeJager trying to get in the paint, taken by Jaden Hoffmeyer. And we'll see what the Knights can do with this turnover. This is Jaden Hoffmeyer. And here's Skonoven with back cross court. This is a 3 from Zevenbergen, too short, no good. Rebound Deckers. Deckers stops, jumper, no good. Rebound at Trinity Christian. There's Mesa Cleveringa. Cleveringa drives, kicks it back out. She'll try to drive in the paint, kick it back out. This is Viss, I believe, along to no good. And a fight for the rebound, and it looked like she stepped out of bounds. That was Kiana Hayden who fought for it and stepped out of bounds. It'll be Unity Christian basketball. Here's Zevenbergen in the paint to Hoffmeyer. Back out, and she tried to get it to Gracie Skonoven as the Tigers take it. This is Cleveringa. Cleveringa hands it off to Postma. Postma hands it off to, this is Madeline Hainan. Hainan guarded well by Skonoven. Here's Postma with it. Approaching 4 to go, 7-2, the Unity Christian lead. Postma, that's taken away by Cassie Deckers. She'll go coast to coast. Her layup is up and good. So Cassie Deckers has 7. 7 of the Unity Christian 9 points. Come the Tigers again. This is Hainan with it near the top of the key. Kicks it back out. This is Postma. She'll try to drive, and they're going to call a travel on Anna Postma. Postma, one of the Tigers returning honorable mention all-conference selections last season. As I'm saying that, we'll get a timeout call. We'll take a break. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Rural customers deserve great internet too. You deserve EverTech's No Limits Internet and the quality local services that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bring customers like you reliable and unlimited internet, up to 50 megabits across 22 counties. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. This is Caitlin Zevenbergen with it. Hands it off to Deckers. This is Courtney Hoffmeyer back to Deckers left wing. Cross court over to Jaden Hoffmeyer in the paint to Skonoven, and they're going to call a foul on Trinity Christian. Believe they got Cleveringa with that. That's her first, team's second. Only the second foul called so far in the game. Skonoven gets it into Zevenbergen. Here's Deckers right wing, gets in the paint to Skonoven. She hands it off. That's a good floater from Jaden Hoffmeyer. So Hoffmeyer has 4, Deckers has 7. It's an 11-2 Unity Christian lead. Here's the Tigers. Pass cross court, drive baseline. That layup is up and good. And that was a good layup from Anna Postma. So 11-4 the Unity lead. Here's Zevenbergen with it left wing. Back to Deckers near the top of the key. Here's Jaden Hoffmeyer. Back cross court to Zevenbergen. Here's Courtney Hoffmeyer. Tries to drive baseline, gets into Skonoven. Her layup is up and good. Skonoven, after having 34 last night, finally gets on the board with 2:30 remaining in the first period. There's Cleveringa. That's taken away by Skonoven. She'll go coast to coast in transition, and she'll lay it up and in. And just like that, Skonoven has 4. It's 15-4, your Unity Christian lead. Here's Hainan near right wing, guarded by Skonoven. Cross court near the corner. This is Cleveringa with it. Cleveringa hands it off to Postma. Postma has it almost. It is taken away by Skonoven. Skonoven in transition. And Eurostep gets the layup to go. And without, I believe Skonoven scored about 6 in the past 45 seconds. 17-4 is the Unity Christian lead. It's Kiana Hainan right wing, back cross court to Cleveringa. Cleveringa going to call a travel before that pass. I actually take that back. They're going to call a foul. Going to call a foul on Cassidy Deckers. That's Deckers' first, team's first. And pass inbound. Got kicked around. It's out of bounds on Unity Christian. Here's DeJager to inbound. Gets it in to Utenbogard, who just checked into the game. Karen Utenbogard. Gets it in to Madeline Viss. Viss back out to Kirsten Brummel, and she traveled. So So the Knights will take over after the Trinity Christian turnover. Here's Jaylee Wowster just checked into the game over to Hoffmeyers. Wowster again left wing, cross court to Deckers. That's tipped and taken away by Trinity Christian. Here's Utenbogard working on Skonoven. Near the logo, gets it off to Kirsten Brummel. Actually, take the back. That's Anna Postma. Postma, double teamed, trying to find somewhere to go. Gets it back out. Here's Postma again. She'll drive baseline. Her floater is up and good. A tough shot from Anna Postma, and she's got all 6 of Trinity Christian's points. Here's Courtney Hoffmeyer in the paint. She's fouled. So Hoffmeyer will go to the line for 2. And Hoffmeyer at the free throw line. It's been one of her struggles. She's 7 for 19 as she sinks that one. I think she heard me talking from up here and try to prove me wrong. So Hoffmeyer is on the board. Second free throw on the way and good. So 19-6 is the Unity Christian lead. Here's Utenbogard with it. Near left wing, gets it in to Micaiah DeJager. Back to Utenbogard. Back in the corner, this is Viss. Back to Utenbogard, and that's taken away. No, almost taken away as the Tigers get control back of it. And that's taken away by Cassie Deckers. And here she comes in transition, and she will lay it up and in. Deckers is 9 early, as that will be the end of the first period. Knights off to a commanding 21-6 lead. We'll take a timeout. You are watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Since 1998, Ground Effects in Sioux Center has been Northwest Iowa's premier landscaping and garden center, providing a full variety of trees, shrubs, perennials, and annuals. Visit scgroundeffects.com and use their plant finder tool to help you find the perfect plant for your home. Ground Effects also has a full staff of experts and designers to turn your landscaping dreams into a reality. Come see what Ground Effects in Sioux Center has to offer.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School for this homecoming basketball game between the Unity Christian Knights and the Trinity Christian Tigers. Got a pretty packed house, at least on the Unity side, and a lot of festivities happening again. We will have those for you on the stream. Should be able to hear it decently well. We'll do our best to get you the best audio for both the dance team as well as them honoring the 92 state champion track team. But 21-6 is your score as we get set for the start of the second period. Zevenbergen inbounds. This is Mia Skeideman with it. Freshman getting some playing time. Here's Wowster, gets it over to Jaden Hoffmeyer in the corner. In the paint to Zevenbergen, drives baseline, kicks it back out to Wowster. She'll take a 3, no good, too short. Rebound Skonova near the baseline, and she's fouled on her way up. They're going to get that foul on Micaiah DeJager. That's her first. Skonova's first free throw rattles in and good. And again, want to apologize for our technical difficulties for the last home game for Unity Christian back on last week against Western Christian. My voice wasn't on there. But we got it to go here for this homecoming game. Here's DeJager left wing for the Tigers. Here's Ava Klein, who just checked into the game. Over to Utenbogard. Utenbogard drives in the paint, and that was almost stripped away by Woudstra, but I didn't quite see the call, but I believe it was a travel call. So the Knights will take over. 23-6 is your score. Here's Mia Skeideman. Skeideman crossover dribble, kicks it back out to Zevenbergen right wing. In the paint to Jaden Hoffmeyer. Her jumper good. Jaden Hoffmeyer has 6. It's 25-6, the Unity Christian lead. Here's DeJager with it. Guarded well by Skonoven, and they're going to stop play, and I believe they're going to call a foul on Skonoven. So that is her first. and team second. Here's Alice Brummel with it. Back cross court to Udenbogard. Back in the corner, almost threw it out of bounds. This is DeJager with it. She'll bring it back out. She's double teamed, looking for somewhere to go with it. She finally hands it off to Udenbogard. She's near half court. Here's Udenbogard. She'll try to drive. She trips. And they're going to call another foul on Skonova, and that's her second in a row. So the Tigers will inbound. And that's taken away by Wouchler in the corner. And here comes Zevenbergen back the other way. This is Mia Scheidemann. Scheidemann in the paint to Zevenbergen, who can't finish. She had an easy open layup, but she chose a quick jumper close to the rim, and she couldn't get it to go. Here's Udenbogard once again, and that's taken away by Skonova. Skonova coast to coast, and she will lay it up and in with a left-handed layup for her 10th point of the game. 27-6 is the Unity Christian lead. Here's DeJager. She'll try to drive in the paint, and her tough layup is no good, taken by Unity Christian. Scheidemann up to Wouchstra. She tries to get in the paint. She does, and it's an easy layup for Gracie Skonova once again. Took her a bit to get going, but she's got 12. And Trinity Christian wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions. And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. It's been the Knights dominating early and taking care of business. They lead at 29-6 over Trinity Christian. Gracie Skonova has 12. Cassidy Deckers has 9. Jaden Hoffmeyer has 6. Courtney Hoffmeyer has 2. As we're still waiting for the Tigers to get out of their timeout, and here they come. 5:52 remaining here, second period. Here's a clever Ringa bringing it past the timeline. Gets it over to Hainan. Hainan in the paint. Back out. This is Vis with it. Back in the paint to Postma. Postma kicks it back out. Here's Clever Ringa with it again. Back over to Hainan. In the paint to Vis. Her layup is up and no good. And a rebound, Unity Christian coming back the other way. Here's Wouchstra. She'll take an open three. Good. Jaylee Wouchstra on the board with her first three. It's 32-6. Here come the Tigers. And Jaylee Wouchstra actually second in three-point percentage in the War Eagle with a 42.1 three-point percentage. As that three is up and no good. Rebound Trinity Christian, and that putback is no good, and the Knights will bring it back the other way. And that's taken away by the Tigers. That was taken by Kirsten Brummel. And here's Cleveringa back the other way. This is Hainan with it. Near right wing, in the paint to Postma. Postma drives, and she's blocked from behind by Hoffmeyer, and that was almost taken back by the Tigers, but we got a whistle, and I believe a foul called. Foul called on Trinity Christian. And they're going to get Anna Postma. That's her first. Here's Mia Scheidemann. Scheidemann into Courtney Hoffmeyer, and her pass is taken away by Anna Postma. Postma up to Hainan. Hainan in. Here's a jumper from the baseline. No good from Postma. And they're going to stop play and call a foul on that fight for the rebound. So foul on Kiana Hainan. That's her first. Here comes Zevenbergen back the other way. Gets it over to Wowstra left wing. Here's Skonova. Skonova pumps back out to Zevenbergen. Here's Wowstra again. Gets it over to Hoffmeyer. Back to Wowstra. Should take a 3 left wing. Good! Jaylee Wowstra with her second 3 of the game. She's been great from 3 the past probably 5-10 games for the Knights. As the Tigers have trouble with it. This is DeJager. DeJager got her well by Zevenbergen. Back out to Cleveringa. In the paint, this is Postman left elbow. Takes it back out to Hayden, and she'll take a 3 right wing, no good. And a rebound, Unity Christian coming back the other way. Skonova. Skonova kicks it into Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer back out to Skonova. She'll pump, drive, and her left-handed layup is up and good. Good shot by Gracie Skonova. Wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but she got it to go. It's 37-6, the Knights lead. Here's Anna Postma. Her pass is way off the mark and it'll go out of bounds. And Jaden Hoffmeyer will check back in for Jaylee Wowstra. Here's Zevenbergen back the other way. Over to Deckers. Here's Skonova again. Back cross court to Zevenbergen. Here's Deckers left wing. Zevenbergen again. Zevenbergen in it to Deckers. She'll drive, pull up, and that's up and good. Good looking jumper from Cassidy Deckers. She's got 11. The Knights extend their lead. Here's DeJager. Hands it off to Hayden. Hayden back to DeJager. DeJager cross court to Cleveringa. She's near the top of the key, working on Deckers. Gets it in left elbow to Postma. Postma back out. This is Cleveringa with it again, back in the paint to Postma. Postma has it almost taken away, and they're going to call a foul inside. Another foul on Gracie Skonova, and that's actually her 3rd already. So they might check her out. And they're going to check Wowstra in. Here's Postma with it. Postma gets it over to Viss. Viss looking for somewhere to go. Tries to get in the paint to Hayden, and she tried to bring it back in play and hit it off of Hoffmeyer, and I think it worked. And the Tigers will inbound. Gets it into Postma. Postma cross court to Cleveringa. Cleveringa back to Postma right wing. She'll pump, dribble in the lane, kick it back out. This is DeJager back out to Viss. In the paint to Postma, her layup up and no good. Fight for the rebound taken by Trinity Christian. That's Hayden with it, and she gets her layup to go. So make that 39-8 Unity Christian leads. Here's Zevenbergen over to Deckers into Hoffmeyer, and she has it stripped away, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Trinity Christian basketball. Here come the Tigers back the other way. This is DeJager. DeJager over to Cleveringa. Cleveringa crossover dribble, working on Deckers. Back to DeJager. Again, guarded well by Deckers. This is Hayden with it, back cross court. Cleveringa again, this is Hayden. Gets it into Postma, and she's got nowhere to go. Kicks it back out, this is DeJager. DeJager drives, and her layup up and no good. Rebound, Jaden Hoffmeyer. Under a minute to go here, second period. Here's Caitlin Zevenbergen, and that passes off the mark, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Trinity Christian basketball. So the Knights playing pretty well for the most part, but just a couple sloppy things here and there as the Tigers do a mass substitution here. Here's Alice Brummel with it. Brummel working on Wowstra, and that's taken away by Cassie Decker. She can't quite stay in bounds. stepped out of bounds near the scorer's table there, and the Tigers will inbound. Brummel over to Postma. Postma cross court. And now back in the paint to Postma. Postma drives her left-handed layup, up and good. Postma's got 8 of the 10. It's 39-10. Unity Christian leads. Sevenbergen over to Woucher, back over to Jaden Hoffmeyer, cross court to Deckers. Deckers drives, kicks it back out to Sevenbergen. Here's Woucher for 3, left wing, no good. And a scramble for the rebound taken by Hoffmeyer. Here's Deckers with 5 to go, 3 to go. Deckers over to, here's Woucher with it left wing. I don't think she got it off in time, but it's no good anyway. So that's halftime, with the Knights leading 39-10, and I believe we got a dance team out here about ready to go, I think. But I think until they start, I don't want to play a commercial over them. I'll just do a quick recap of the stats here so far. So I'll start with the Tigers. They only have 2 different players that have gotten points. They only have 10 points so far. But Anna Postma has 8 of the 10. She's had a pretty solid game. And Kiana Haynen has 2. And for the Knights, we got multiple people contributing. Cassidy Deckers has 11. Jaden Hoffmeyer has 6. Gracie Skonoven has 14 after a bit of a slow start. Jaylee Woucher has 6, and Courtney Hoffmeyer has 2. I'll turn my mic off. Looks like we're about ready to go, and I will probably see you close. And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. You just saw the dance team perform, and I think I'm going to go ahead and play some ads here, and I will be back with you close to the second half. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital.
Notaboom Electric and Refrigeration has always operated under strong values aimed at exceeding client needs. The relationship with their clients begins on the first day of contact and only ends once you are fully satisfied with the work. When you hire Notaboom Electric, you can count on them for the results you want and need. They offer a number of services for residential and commercial facilities to schools and churches. Discover the advantage of working with Notaboom Electric and Refrigeration in Orange City today. Wishing good luck to the Knights.
When each new day begins, we're here. When you want new technology that's tested and proven, we're here. When you need a sounding board or just a good story, we're here. For an ally whose local roots run as deep as yours, or to make next year the best year yet, we'll be where we've been all along, with you from the word go.
Only Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
I chose the NCCCNA course because I just really liked the instructors and the entire NCC community, how welcoming everybody is, and I was able to take it in high school and get it done before I started college.
The new facility here at NCC has been great. You've got every tool you can think of. You're never struggling to find something. Just the facility as a whole has been awesome. It makes the learning a lot more interesting and a lot more hands-on, and it's just been great.
Unity Christian is proud to have these businesses as partners, helping to ensure the success of our students now and into the future. All the best sports shows, all the best games on 101.5 FM and 1570 AM for your college sports, University of South Dakota. For NHL coverage, Minnesota Wild. For NBA coverage, Minnesota Timberwolves. For MLB coverage, Chicago Cubs. And the best games in both college and the pros with the ESPN Radio featured games. Never miss out on the action.
As a bank that cares about supporting small businesses, American State Bank assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs launch their first business. Starting a business can be complicated, even when it's just a lemonade stand. It's never too early to begin thinking towards your next project, and we'll be here to help make it go as smoothly as possible. Supporting entrepreneurs, no matter their age, it's what we do.
You can't replace the peace of mind that comes with knowing your animal is in good hands. Central Veterinary Clinic has been serving Sioux Center and the surrounding area for over 60 years. With a staff of 11 veterinarians, you can be sure you're getting the right care when you need it. Whether it's your companion animal or a production animal operation, Central Veterinary is committed to staying up to date on the most current medical advances and knowledge to provide your animal with the best care. See what the professionals at Central Veterinary have to offer you at centralveterinaryclinic.com.
Customers deserve great internet too. This is Doug from EverTech. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the personal service that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bringing customers like you reliable, unlimited internet. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
Rural customers deserve great internet too. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the quality local services that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bring customers like you reliable and unlimited internet, up to 50 megabits across 22 counties. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School here in Orange City. About set for the start of the second half between Unity Christian and Trinity Christian, with the Knights having a commanding 39-10 lead. And the Knights had a couple players in double digits. Gracie Skonoven has 14, Cassie Deckers has 11. Whereas the only scores for Trinity Christian were Anna Postma and Kiana Hainan. Postma had 8 of the 10, and Hainan had 2. So it'll be the Tigers to start. Here's Cleveringa. Cleveringa working on Skonoven, almost picks her pocket. That's loose on the floor, and I believe they might have called a kick. So a kick on Unity Christian, and the Knights, the Tigers will take over. Mesa Cleveringa with it. Gets it in the corner to the Jagger. The Jagger looking for somewhere to go. Cross court to Cleveringa. Cleveringa back over to the Jagger. The Jagger working on Skonoven. Gets it in the corner to Cleveringa again. Near the paint to Hainan. Hainan kicks it back out. This is Cleveringa as the Tigers run out of time on the shot clock. It'll be a shot clock violation. Actually might be one of the first shot clock violations I've seen so far this year. But I think it's definitely done a good job of speeding up the pace of play a little bit here in high school basketball. Here's Zevenbergen with it as she stopped her dribble. Gets it over to Skonoven. Skonoven back to Zevenbergen. Dribble out, get it over to Deckers, back in the corner to Jaden Hoffmeyer. Here's Deckers with it again, back in the corner, no, taken away, almost taken away. Deckers gets control of it back. Here's Courtney Hoffmeyer, in it to Skonoven. Skonoven pumps, tries to drive in the paint, kicks it back out to Hoffmeyer. Her jumper good from the free throw line. So Jaden Hoffmeyer now has 8. It's 41-10, Unity Christian leads. There's Cleveringa with it in the corner, kicks it in to Postma. Postma has it taken away by Zevenbergen. Zevenbergen in the corner to Hoffmeyer. In the paint to Courtney Hoffmeyer. Her layup up and no good. Rebound, put back no good. And a fight for it on the floor, taken by Skonoven. No, it's taken by Deckers. In the paint to Hoffmeyer, and she finally finishes her layup. And Hoffmeyer was fouled as well. She will go to the line. And they got that foul on Micaiah DeJager. That's her second. And the free throw on the way and no good. And rebound Trinity Christian. And they're going to call a timeout. Trinity Christian will call a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Since 1998, Ground Effects in Sioux Center has been Northwest Iowa's premier landscaping and garden center, providing a full variety of trees, shrubs, perennials, and annuals. Visit scgroundeffects.com and use their Plant Finder tool to help you find the perfect plant for your home. Ground Effects also has a full staff of experts and designers to turn your landscaping dreams into a reality. Come see what Ground Effects in Sioux Center has to offer.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. It's a 43-10 Unity Christian lead. Here's Hayden with it. Hayden, crossover dribble working on Deckers, gets it in to Viss. Viss drives near baseline, double team near there. Trying to find somewhere to go, finally kicks it back out. Here's a three from Hayden, too short, no good. And it will fall out of bounds, and it will be Unity Christian basketball. So Deckers will bring it back the other way. Back in the corner to Jaden Hoffmeyer. Cross court to Zevenberg and off her hands and out of bounds. And Trinity Christian will take over. 5:43 remaining here in the third period. There's Mesa Cleveringa. Over to Hayden. Hayden dribbling around the perimeter, working on Skonova, gets it over to Cleveringa again, back to Hayden. Hayden in the paint to Viss. Viss has it taken away by Skonova, up to Deckers in transition, and she has an easy layup as she lays it up and in, and she has 13. 45-10 is your Unity Christian lead. This is Micaiah DeJager working near in the corner. She gets it cross court over to Hayden. That is a good floater from her. So Kiana Hayden has 4 of the 12, and she will go to the free throw line to shoot 1. And Hayden in their win last night against Galen Catholic at 4.6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals as her layup is up and too short. Rebound, Cassidy Deckers. Deckers hands it off to, this is Mia Skeideman. Skeideman in to Skonova in the paint. That's taken away by Hayden. She'll bring it back the other way. Hayden has the ball picked from her pocket, goes out of bounds. And it is out on Cassidy Deckers, and Trinity Christian will keep the basketball. Hayden to inbound. Gets it in to Cleveringa. Cleveringa hands it off. Here's DeJager with it again. DeJager kicks it back out. Here's Hayden with it again, free throw line. Back out to DeJager. DeJager near the paint to Cleveringa, and she's going to get called for a travel. So the Tigers turn it over again, and Unity Christian will bring it back the other way again. Here's Wowster back to Skeideman near the top of the key, in the corner to Hoffmeyer. Hoffmeyer cross court over to Deckers. Deckers stops, gets it in the paint to Hoffmeyer, who lays it up and in. Good find by Cassidy Deckers, and Jaden Hoffmeyer's in double digits. That's 3 different Unity Christian Knights in double digits tonight. Here's Hayden with it. Hayden working on Skeideman in the paint to Van Manen. Van Manen has it stripped away, taken by Skonova. She has it taken away. And here's Cleveringa, whose floater is up and good. To make that 47-14. Skeideman back out to Woucher. Cross court to Deckers, near right wing. She sends it cross court to Hoffmeyer. Here's an open 3 for Wouchstra. Rattles in and out, no good. Rebound Skonova. She has yet to score a point this half. Gets it in the paint to Hoffmeyer. She has it taken away by Hayden. Approaching 3 minutes to go, third period, excuse me. Here's Micaiah DeJager. Crossover dribble, works off a screen. DeJager over to Hayden. Hayden in the paint to Brummel, and her layup is up and good. Kirsten Brummel gets on the board for the Tigers. Here comes Cassidy Deckers, right wing. Swings it over to Wouchstra. She gets it over to Skeideman in the corner to Hoffmeyer. Back cross court to Wouchstra. Here's Deckers with it. Back to Skeideman. Here's Wouchstra again, right wing. Cross court to Jaden Hoffmeyer. Near the paint to Skonova. She gets it into Deckers, who can't get her layup to go. Gets her own rebound. Kicks it back out to Wouchstra. She'll take a 3, right wing, good. Jaylee Wouchstra, her third 3 of the game, and she's got 9. It's 50-16. Kiana Hayden near right wing. Gets it in to Kirsten Brummel. Back cross court. This is a three from Cleveringa. Too long, no good. And rebound Woustra. So we have an injured Tiger back up the court. Here is Skonoven, who lays it up and in with her left hand. But they're going to stop play for the injury. And I believe that is Kirsten Brummel on the floor. We'll take a break as they tend to her. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on
Notaboom Electric and Refrigeration has always operated under strong values aimed at exceeding client needs. The relationship with their clients begins on the first day of contact and only ends once you are fully satisfied with the work. When you hire Notaboom Electric, you can count on them for the results you want and need. They offer a number of services, for residential and commercial facilities to schools and churches. Discover the advantage of working with Notaboom Electric and Refrigeration in Orange City today. Wishing good luck to the Knights.
And welcome back and take that back. That was Megan Van Manen that was injured. She walked off on her own power, and we're ready to resume play once again. Here's Uten Bogard checking back into the game. She's near right wing, gets it in to DeJager. DeJager back out. They're going to call a travel on Alice Brummel. So the Knights take over as Ella Popema got it in to Mia Skeideman. Skeideman over to Popema, right wing. This is Woustra back over to Popema. Back cross court, left wing to Skeideman. Here's Courtney Hoffmeyer, gets it over to Skonoven, left wing. Skonoven back to Skeideman. Here's Popema again, right wing. In the paint to Skonoven, that's off her hands and out of bounds on her. So the Tigers will take over. 52-16 is your score. Approaching a minute to go here, third period. Here's Uten Bogard. Stops, has it taken away, and actually they're going to call a foul on Mia Skeideman. So that is Skeideman's first, team's second of the half. Here's Uten Bogard. And that's an errant pass taken by Jaylee Woustra. Woustra gets it over to Skeideman. Here's Woustra again, left wing. And the Courtney Hoffmeyer in the paint to Skonoven, who lays it up and in. Skonoven has 18. 54-16 is the Unity Christian lead. Here's Uten Bogard. Has it taken away by Skeideman. In to Skonoven in transition. Her left-handed layup is up and good. Skonoven's got 20. 3 seconds left to go here, third period. DeJager chucks one up from half court. That's no good. And that is the end of the third period. We'll take a little bit of a break, and we'll get you the start of the fourth period. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
When each new day begins, we're here. When you want new technology that's tested and proven, we're here. When you need a sounding board or just a good story, we're here. For an ally whose local roots run as deep as yours, or to make next year the best year yet, we'll be where we've been all along, with you from the word go.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. We're about set for the fourth period between Unity Christian and Trinity Christian. And the Knights lead 56-16 as they look to finish off a commanding win here against the Tigers here on their homecoming game in this War Eagle Conference matchup. So it looks like Deckers, Popema, Zevenbergen, Jaden Hoffmeyer, and Courtney Hoffmeyer on the court for the Knights. Here's Deckers with it. Deckers into Courtney Hoffmeyer, left elbow, and they're going to call a foul on Kiana Hayden. That's her second, team second. Zetterberg inbounds it to Hoffmeyer. Her layup is actually, her jumper is up and good. So Jaden Hoffmeyer has 12. A lot of people contributing to this win here for the Knights. Here's Alice Brummel, gets it over to Cleveringa. Cleveringa back to Alice Brummel, and that's taken away by Deckers. She'll bring it back the other way. And she's fouled as she tried to drive near baseline. So that foul on Alice Brummel, that's her first. Here's Deckers in the corner. Deckers over to Zevenbergen, and this is Ella Poppema with it over to Courtney Hoffmeyer, back to Poppema. Had an open three, but she passed it across court to Deckers. Back out to Zevenbergen. She'll take a three, rattles on an out, no good. And rebound, Trinity Christian. There's Cleveringa with it, right wing. Back over to Brummel, back to Cleveringa. There's Alice Brummel with it again, left wing. Cross court over to Hayden. Hayden dribbles near the paint, stopped by Hoffmeyer. This is Alice Brummel. Brummel near the paint to Viss, back out. This is a three from Alice Brummel, no good. Rebound, Unity Christian. Here's Deckers. Deckers drives near baseline, her floater up and no good. And the fight for the rebound actually went out of bounds on Unity Christian. So the Tigers will take over as it looks like Micaiah DeJager checks in for the Tigers. And it looks like we're going to have a mass substitution for the Knights as well. It's Cleveringa back out to Hayden. Hayden cross court to DeJager. Near the logo, gets it over to Cleveringa. 5:30 remaining here, fourth period. And that's taken away by Decker. She'll bring it back the other way in transition, and she stops her dribble, gets it back out to Zevenberg, and this is Hoffmeyer, Jaden Hoffmeyer, kicks it back out to Zevenberg, and here's Ella Poppema. Poppema into Courtney Hoffmeyer, and that is going to roll out of bounds and out on Trinity Christian as we have another mass substitution. Jilly Wowstra checks in. Ruby Zilstra checks in. Skydeman checked in as well. That's her inbounding to Poppema. Here's Wowstra left wing. Hands it off to Mia Skydeman. Skydeman into Jaden Hoffmeyer left elbow. Here's a three from Jaylee Wowstra. Good. That's Wowstra's fourth three of the night. She's got 12, all on threes. 61-16 is your score. Here's a floater that's no good from Viss, and rebound, Jaden Hoffmeyer. There's Mia Skydeman with it. Skydeman over to Wowstra, left wing. Cross court over to Ella Poppema. Here's Skydeman again into Jaden Hoffmeyer. Here's a jumper that's no good off the mark from Ruby Zilstra. Here come the Tigers back the other way. And here's a three from the corner from Brummel, that's no good. And a fight for the rebound, and that's out on Trinity Christian. And a good fight for it from Haley Hoffland. That is the third foul on Kiana Hayden. Here's Mia Skydeman with it. Skydeman over to Wowstra. Wowstra cross court to Haley Hoffland. Here's Hoffmeyer with it as she tries to fight for it, gets it back. That goes out of bounds out on Trinity Christian. Another substitution, as it looks like Ella Poppema checks in for Jaylee Wowstra. There's Ella Poppema with it again, approaching 3 to go here in this one. She drives near the paint, near baseline, and it looks like they're going to call a jump ball possession arrow Trinity Christian. So they will take over. There's Cleveringa with it as she brings it across the timeline. This is the Jagger in the paint, kicks it back out. Here's a jumper from wrist free throw line, no good. And a foul called and a hard fall to the floor from Kiana Hainan. Here's the inbound. Visk gets across court to Cleveringa, her three good. Cleveringa has 5 at 61 to 19. Here's Skyden with it near the top of the key. Ruby Zylstra left wing gets it in to Haley Hoffland. Here's Zylstra with it again, and that's taken away. And that is up in no good from Micaiah DeJager. That's going to roll out of bounds out on Unity Christian. So 2 minutes to go. And we have another mass substitution here for the Tigers. Unity Christian leads 61 to 19. As Jaden Hoffmeyer checks out of the game. I believe Courtney Hoffmeyer checked in for her. Here's Uten Bogart, hands it off to Kirsten Brummel. Brummel back out to Uten Bogart. In the paint to Madeline Viss. That's taken away by Popema. Here's Skydeman with it, near right wing. She'll slow it down, cross court over to Zylstra, her three, good! Ruby Zylstra gets on the board with a 3 at 64 to 19. And here's Uten Bogart for the Tigers. Crossover dribble, that's almost taken away. Fight for it on the floor, taken by Ava Klein as she got it back out to Viss. Under a minute to go. Here's Klein for 3, left wing, too short, no good. And a rebound, and that's going to probably be a backcourt violation. Yes, it will. So 40 seconds to go. Popema gets it in. There's no shot clock on. Here's a drive baseline from Courtney Hoffmeyer. Back out to Haley Hoffland. Here's Ella Popema with it. Popema in the paint to Courtney Hoffmeyer. Here's a drive baseline. Kicks it back out. This is Hoffmeyer with it again. Back out to Skydeman. Here's Popema with it right wing. In the paint to Courtney Hoffmeyer. Her floater up and no good. And rebound. Trinity Christian approaching 10 to go. Here's Uten Bogart with one last chance to score for the Tigers, and that's a scrum floor on the floor, taken by Skydeman. Here's Zylstra, and that will be the end of the game with Unity Christian taking care of business 64 to 19. And so a good win for the Knights, and they needed a good performance going into their next game here on Monday night as they travel to Sioux City to play Bishop Heelan. So I believe we got some festivities going on here between games. I think I'll just go ahead and say my recap now so I don't play an ad over that. But I'll quick go through the stats first for Trinity Christian. Mesa Cleveringa had 5, Anna Postma had 8, and Kiana Hainan had 4. Again, these stats aren't official, but those are what I had for them. Cassidy Deckers had 13. Jaden Hoffmeyer had 12. Gracie Skonoven had 20 for the Knights. Ruby Zylstra came in and knocked down a 3 for her 3 points. Jilly Woustra hit 4 threes to get her to 12. And Courtney Hoffmeyer had 4 points in another one of her starts. So really just a dominating game from start to finish for Unity Christian. Really was never a doubt. I think the game was tied once at 2-2, but otherwise it was all Knights as, I mean, Trinity Christian was coming in at 500 at 7-7. I didn't expect a blowout maybe like that, but the Knights came in, took care of business, and they come away with a win, and they got to rest up this weekend for their big game against Class 4A, third-ranked Bishop Heelan on Monday night. So I think their festivities they got going on for homecoming are going to start here in a minute or two. I don't think I'm going to play an ad. I'll just turn off my mic and we will get you to festivities here. So you're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time it's our privilege to welcome back to Unity Christian High School our 1992 state championship girls track team. Joining us tonight from that team are Jana Baumann, Terry Papa-Harmelig, Alyssa Poyne-Skeiderman, Angie Davalar-Zoberman, Sabrina Vanderwill-Smith, Angie Raunorz-Bauma, Martha Hovland-Hulshoff, Coach Mark Kaut, and Coach Glenn Bauma. A team of 40 athletes turned out for the championship season led by 8 seniors. Despite rainy weather for much of the spring, the contribution and character of the entire team showed up in the 5 regular season invitational wins, including the district championship. The squad showed excellent balance throughout the year with everyone contributing. The team went on to win the state meet in 2A with 39 points over second place O-line with 32 points. And the following year in 93, finished runner-up to Eddyville by a single point. The 92 team qualified 11 athletes in 3 relays and 3 individual events to state, winning 4 of their 6 events. Winning the distance medley were Jana Bauma-Bedong, Terry Papa-Harmelig, Alyssa Poyne-Skeiderman, and Sarah Poyne-Birnbaum. Members of the winning 4x800-meter relay were Sonia Youngsmucker-House, Nikki Holstein-Terpstra, Susan Vanderberg Heisman, and Sarah Poyne-Birnbaum, and the district qualifier, Sabrina Vanderwill-Smith. The shuttle hurdle relay placed 5th in the finals with Julie Skeiderman-McDonald, Stacey Clausen, Angie Davalar-Zimmerman, and Sarah Valdeisen-Schrock, who also placed 5th in the open 100-meter race. The following year, the relay team added senior Jane Voss-Kellas, who captured Unity's first shuttle hurdle relay championship. The season started with an all-class individual championship in the indoor 1,500 meters by Sonia Youngsmucker-House in March. At the state meet in May, she returned to dominate the 3,000-meter race. Sarah Poyne-Birnbaum added to the next total with a convincing win in the 800-meter run. The next year, she led from start to finish to win the highly regarded Drake Relays all-class invitational 800-meter run. Both Sarah and Sonia and the distance medley and shuttle hurdle relays still hold the school's record for these events 30 years later. Highlighting the depth of the 92 championship team, the distance medley qualified to state the following year on the runner-up team with a whole new quartet of Angie Raunorz-Bauma, Sandy Klein, Jane Voss-Kellas, and Becky Van Ween-Grange. Coaches for the 92 team were head coach Mark Kaut, Terry Bivers, who coached the hurdles, high jump, and long jump, and Glenn Bauma, who coached the throws. We congratulate you on these accomplishments, and also thank God for his gifts of physical and mental stamina and persistent training. It's with joy that we also acknowledge the amazing women you are today for the contributions you have made to the kingdom of God in so many walks of life. Congratulations once again to the 92 2A State Girls Track Meet Champions. Thank you for joining us tonight and allowing us to honor your accomplishments. Mr. Kaut will wrap up our celebration with a few closing comments.
On behalf of the team that's present tonight and those athletes who are unable to attend, we thank you for the opportunity to celebrate by looking back on God's faithfulness throughout the past 30 years. In an ever-changing world, we have a never-changing God. We celebrate the influence that Christian education has had on the lives of the members of this team. Thank you to Allison Obey, Brittany Foreman, and Mr. Terry Scotland for organizing this. And a personal thanks to the boys coach in 92, Carl King, assistant coach Terry Binders, and assistant coach and athletic director Glenn Bauman for being servant leaders that you have been in your coaching. To God be the glory.
Welcome back to Unity alumni. If you are a graduate of Unity Christian High School, would you please just stand for a moment? If you are a graduate of Unity Christian High School. That's amazing. That's an amazing homecoming return. So thank you. Let's give these alumni a round of applause. Welcome back home, alumni. Tonight we are excited to crown the Knight and Lady Knight of the class of 2023. Here to help us do that are the Knight and Lady Knight of the class of 2022. Please join me in welcoming Olivia Fetters and Ben Notable.
It's so good to be back here, and we have such an amazing group of representatives here tonight, so we'll announce them for you now.
Gabe Borchers, son of Brandy and Carrie Borchers of Sioux Center.
And Emily Ebinga, daughter of Robin and Sarah Ebinga of Sioux Center.
Corey Ferris, son of Reverend Nathan and Angela Ferris of Ireton.
And Shaylee Meyer, daughter of John and Melinda Meyer of Sioux Center.
Carter Slate, son of Steve and Leah Mao of Sioux Center.
And Gracie Stormhoven, daughter of Mike and Donna Stormhoven of Hotspur.
Stadium.
And Brooklyn Vanderbeek, daughter of Chris and Christy Vanderbeek of Sioux Center.
Trevor Wieringa, son of Beryl and Carol Wieringa of Sioux Center.
And Molly Zylstra, daughter of Mark and Gina Zylstra of Orange City. Let's give them all one big round of applause. And this year's lady for 2023 is Gracie Stonehoven.
And your 2023 knight, Gabe Borges.
It's a huge honor to be standing up here with all these amazing people, and I just want to say thanks to my parents and my family, and of course the students, the teachers here at Unity, and my coaches and teammates. It's been a blessing to be here at Unity for the last 4 years.
It's also a huge honor for me, and I would like to thank my parents and my classmates and my teachers here at Unity, and I'd like to thank Unity for helping me raising me up to be a teacher. And people ask me, what would I do if I never won? I guess we'll never know. Just a reminder, around there there's some wonderful snacks and some yearbooks to look through in the cafeteria area, so please join us back there. And also, the doors are open, and that's a lot of things to do with the tour.
welcome back to Unity Christian High School here in Orange City. And between games, you saw them honor the 1992 Girls State Champion track team, so congratulations to them. And you also saw them honor their homecoming courts, and I want to congratulate the Knights who won, Gabe Borchers, and the Lady Knight, Gracie Skonoven. So fun activities here at Unity Christian, and I believe at halftime of this one we'll have another dance, I believe, and the lights are going to go dark from what I hear, and they're going to dance with glow sticks and stuff. So we'll have that stream going. We'll make sure we have the stream going for that as well. So entertaining festivities here for homecoming at Unity Christian. But I'll talk a little bit about both teams before they get into starting lineups. So first for Trinity Christian, they're led by head coach Zachary Van Ginkel. They are 2-12 overall on the season and 0-6 in the War Eagle. Their only wins on the year are against Siouxland Christian and Woodbury Central. Both of those teams that Trinity Christian beat are a combined 5-25. So wins have been hard to come by for the Tigers. And in their most recent action, they lost to Galen Catholic last night, 65-31. Granted, Galen Catholic, a really talented team. And they were down 28-8 after the first quarter. The Jays just kind of cruised from there. And the Tigers' leading scorer last night was Dustin Hochsbergen. He had 11, and in the 8 games that he's played to this point, he's averaging about 13.5 per game. However, the leading scorer thus far is senior Eli Klein. He's averaging 13.1 per game. And the third leading scorer is Drew Popham, who's averaging 8. So if we find a way to look past Trinity's record, we see a couple of guys that can put up a decent amount of points, but unfortunately for the Tigers, their production kind of drops off from there. Their next leading scorer is Carter Westra, who only averages around 6 per game. So really, if they want to beat the Knights tonight, they're going to need multiple guys to step up and play their best games of the season, which is going to be a tough task. And I'll talk about the Knights here, of course, led by head coach Cody Harskamp. They are 6-9 overall and 2-3 in the War Eagle Conference. And I'll go ahead and briefly go through their games over the past week. Last Friday, they lost to Galen Catholic 75-53. They responded with a 69-57 win over South O'Brien on a Tuesday. And they hung in with Class 3A 5th ranked MLC Floyd Valley last night. They were down by 1 at halftime and down by 3 at the end of the third quarter. But the Dutchmen outscored the Knights 19-10 in the fourth quarter to pull away. And there were a couple bright spots. Jackson Vogel had 16, Braid Bosma had 12, and Dylan Bosma had 13. So in reality, if they get those kinds of performances against this Trinity Christian team, that is, not all that great on paper, they should run away with this one. So the Knights just need to keep improving and finding ways to win as they look to earn a favorable seed and make a playoff run as we get into February. So a little under 2 minutes until we start starting lineups and things like that. I'll go ahead and take a break, and I should be back when they start starting lineups. You are watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller.
Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
Probably the biggest thing that we do a little bit different than a lot of schools is the live work side of the world. So when we teach our students, we actually, if you look around the shop and see what they're working on, in most cases it's a customer car, and so they get real-world application.
Our engineering design program is basically drawing components, manufacturing of the components, and then we get into the inspection of the components. So they got to create it, make it, and inspect it just as they would in industry.
Unity Christian is proud to have these businesses as partners, helping to ensure the success of our students now and into the future.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. They're going to start starting lineups. I will turn my mic off and get those to you. And I'll be back when tip-off starts.
And your Unity Christian Knights. The whole announcement, we want to say thank you to Iowa State Bank for providing free popcorn for tonight's game. Also, the lights will be turned off at halftime tonight, and our dance team will be performing 2 dance routines. And here are your starting lineups. For the Tigers, the junior, number 2, Pierce Broadway. And for the Knights, the 6'1" senior, sophomore, pardon me, number 12, Braden Bosma. For the Tigers, the senior, number 4, Drew Papa. And for the Knights, a 6-foot freshman, number 21, Dylan Bosma. For the Tigers, the senior, number 10, Eli Klein. And for the Knights, the 5'11" senior, number 23, Trevor Weiriga. For the Tigers, the junior, number 24, Justin Moxenbergen. And for the Knights, the 6'2" senior, number 10, Bryce Benby. And for the Tigers, the sophomore, number 20, Carter Westbrook. And for the Knights, the 6'2" sophomore, number 40, Jackson Vogel. Tigers, the coach by Zach and the Eagle, assisted by
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. About set for tip-off, and I'll quick go through the starting lineups for both teams. First, for Trinity Christian, we'll see a junior number 2, Pierce Groneweg, a senior number 4, Drew Popema, a senior number 10, Eli Klein, a sophomore number 20, Carter Westra, and a junior number 24, Dustin Hoxbergen. And for the Knights, we'll see a senior number 10, Tice Van Beek, a sophomore number 12, Braden Bosma, a freshman number 21, Dylan Bosma, a senior number 23, Trevor Weiriga, and a sophomore number 40, Jackson Vogel. So about underway as we get ready for a tip-off between Unity Christian and Trinity Christian. And take that back. Trinity Christian wins the tip-off, and we are underway as Eli Klein brings it up the court for the Tigers. Klein working on Bosma. That's tipped away, taken in the corner. That is Dustin Hoxbergen as he hands it off. This is Eli Klein with it again. Gets it over to Drew Popema. Popema hands it off. And that's taken away by Weiriga. Weiriga coast to coast. He will lay it up and in. As Weiriga on the board, his first steal, his first points of the game. It's 2-0, Unity Christian. Here's Klein. Klein gets it in. This is Popema with it at the top of the key. Popema gets it back to Klein. Klein drives in the paint, and his layup is up and no good. Good to contest by Braden Bosma, and here comes the Knights back the other way. This is Weiriga driving baseline. His layup up, no good, but he's fouled. So Weiriga getting involved early. He'll go to the line for 2. Weiriga last night at 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Likes to add to his point total early as he sinks that first free throw. And Weiriga has not been to the line much coming in. He's only 6 for 13. And he's 7 for 14 now. And make that 7 for 15. It is 3-0. Unity Christian leads with Trevor Weiriga having all 3 points. Here is Drew Popema. He throws it away to Dylan Bosma. Bosma gets it into Braden Bosma. His layup is up and good. It is 5-0 Unity Christian. Here's Popema with it. Popema gets it in the corner. Pump fake and a drive, and he kicks it back out to Popema. Popema cross court. This is Hoxbergen with it. He'll pull up his jumper. Good. Good looking shot from Dustin Hoxbergen. And it's 5-2 Unity leads. Dylan Bosma gets it into Vogel. Vogel gets it into Dylan Bosma. Fight for it on the court. And they're going to call a foul on the scrum there. So a foul on Trinity Christian. And they're going to get Pierce Grunaway. That's actually his second already. Bosma gets it into Braden Bosma. Will take a three near the corner, too short, no good. And rebound, Tice Van Beek back out to Dylan Bosma. Bosma over to Van Beek. Pump fake and drive, kicks it back out to Dylan Bosma. His three from the top of the key, good. Dylan Bosma on the board. It's 8-2, Unity Christian. Here's Drew Poppema. Poppema gets it in to Hawksbergen. Hawksbergen double team. And a fight for it, they're going to call a jump ball, possession arrow to Unity Christian. So Tice Van Beek to inbound, gets it into Dylan Bosma. Bosma over to Braden Bosma, left wing. Here's Vogel in the corner, back to Braden Bosma. Here's Trevor Wieringa, back to Dylan Bosma on the right wing. Here's Vogel, left wing. Will drive near baseline spin, kick it back out to Van Beek. Van Beek, floater, good. 10-2, Unity Christian out to a commanding lead. Here's Hawksbergen again, as they're going to call a kick on Unity Christian. So the Tigers to inbound. Here's Poppema. Poppema gets it in to Klein. Klein near right wing. And that's almost taken away. They're going to call a foul on Braden Bosma. So that's Bosma's first. So here's Klein with it near the top of the key. Hands it off to Hawksbergen. Hawksbergen near left elbow, taken away by Braden Bosma. He'll bring it coast to coast in transition, and he can't get his layup to finish. And the fight for the rebound, they're going to call a jump ball, possession arrow, Trinity Christian. So I don't think Bosma knew. I think that was Hawksbergen running with him. I don't think he knew he was to his right until too late. But Trinity Christian takes over. This is Klein. Klein cross court to Hawksbergen. And they're going to call a kick again, this time on Dylan Bosma. And Westra gets it in to Eli Klein. Klein gets it across the timeline, tipped, gets it back. This is Poppema with it, almost loses the control, drives baseline. Bring it out to Klein. Klein near left wing. Near the top of the key now, gets it over to, here's a three from Poppema that's no good. And a rebound, Unity Christian coming back the other way. Here's Wieringa, over to Bosma, will take a three, right wing, no good, rattles in and out. And a rebound, Trinity Christian. They're going to call a foul, I believe, on Wieringa. And a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions. Welcome back to Unity Christian High School. The Knights off to a 10-2 lead for the remaining first period. Both teams about ready to come out of their timeout. Only points of the day so far for the Tigers, courtesy of Dustin Hawksbergen. Otherwise, Tice Van Beek has 2 for the Knights. Braden Bosma has 2. Dylan Bosma has 3. And Trevor Wieringa has 3 as well. Both teams 2 fouls. And the Tigers to inbound. This is Drew Popema with it, hands it back to Dustin Hochsbergen. Hochsbergen gets it back into Popema, near right wing. Cross court, this is Klein with it. He'll drive in the paint, his layup up and good. Good move in the paint by Eli Klein to get that to go. It's 10-4. Dylan Bosma over. This is Steven Schurz with it. He'll bring it cross court to Wieringa. There's Popema with it, and his pass is stolen by the Tigers, and here they come back the other way. This is Hochsbergen. Gets it over to Klein. Klein drives his floater up and good. And Coach Harskamp wants another timeout. We'll take a timeout with him. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
All the best sports shows, all the best games on 101.5 FM and 1570 AM for your college sports, University of South Dakota. For NHL coverage, Minnesota Wild. For NBA coverage, Minnesota Timberwolves. For MLB coverage, Chicago Cubs. And the best games in both college and the pros with the ESPN Radio featured games. Never miss out on the action.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. And I think Coach Harskamp a little animated in that huddle on the timeout. The Knights got a little sloppy with the basketball these past couple possessions. We'll see if they can calm their nerves here. Here's Schurz. Schurz over to Wieringa. Back to Schurz left wing. Here's Wieringa near the corner. Back to Schurz. Here's Dylan Bosma right wing. Back to Schurz left wing. He'll take a three. Good. Steven Schurz on the board with a three. It is 13-6. Unity Christian leads. Hochsbergen, that's taken away. Here's Schurz with it again. Schurz saves it from going out of bounds. Gets it over to Wieringa in the corner. Here's Schurz again. Back to Wieringa in the corner. He'll take a three. Too short, no good. And a fight for the rebound taken by Drew Popema of Trinity Christian. Here's Klein as he brings it across the timeline. Almost a backcourt violation. Really close to it. Goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Trinity Christian basketball. So Hochsbergen inbounds into Klein. And they're going to call a foul on Steven Schurz. So that's Schurz's first. Team's third. Hochsbergen gets it into Klein. Klein crossover dribble near left wing. Gets it into Hochsbergen. Hochsbergen back into Klein. He'll take a jumper. Good. Eli Klein has 6. And the Tigers still hanging around. It's 13-8. Here's Dylan Bosma near the top of the key. Back to Schurz. In the paint to Van Beek. Back to Schurz. Here's Bosma with it. Back to Schurz left wing. It was tipped away. And Schurz tried to save it. It might have been tipped by Trinity Christian. And they're going to call a foul on Unity Christian. So I don't know if Schurz really had to dive for it to try to save it from the backcourt violation. Nonetheless, Trevor Wieringa has his second. It's like Jackson Vogel checks back in. It's Eli Klein with it near the top of the key. Almost loses control. Gets it in to, this is Luke DeYoung. And here's Hochsbergen with it again in the paint to Westra. Here's Vogel who took it away. He'll bring it back the other way. Vogel working on Popema, back out to Schurz. Here's Braden Bosma with it. Into Vogel in the corner, back to Bosma. Bosma up to Schurz near the top of the key. Here's Van Beek will try to drive his floater up and rattles in and out, no good. Rebound, Vogel, his putback is up and good. Jackson Vogel on the board for the first time. It's 15-8. Here's Westra trying to drive baseline. His pass off the backboard, and it's taken by Hochsbergen. Hochsbergen drives in the lane. His layup up and good. Got a lucky bounce into the hoop and a good move by Dustin Hochsbergen to make it 15-10. Dylan Bosma up to Steven Schurz. Bosma again back over to Van Beek. Pump fake, drives baseline. His layup up and good. Trinity Christian and Unity Christian trading blows here. Here's Hulksberg, and he'll take a jumper from the free throw line. Too long, no good. Rebound, Dylan Bosma. 30 seconds remaining here, first period. Shot clock turned off. Looks like the Knights might try to go for one last shot here before the end of the first period. 15 to go. Into Van Beek. Back to Dylan Bosma. Under 10 to go. Here's Van Beek again. Knights need to hurry up. 5 to go. Here's Dylan Bosma back to Vogel. He'll take a three from the corner. No good. And the putback is up and good. Actually, I'm not for sure if they waved it off or not. But it is 17 to 10. Unity Christian leads. We'll take a break. You are watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
As a bank that cares about supporting small businesses, American State Bank assisted hundreds of young entrepreneurs launch their first business. Starting a business can be complicated, even when it's just a lemonade stand. It's never too early to begin thinking toward your next project, and we'll be here to help make it go as smoothly as possible. Supporting entrepreneurs, no matter their age, it's what we do.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. And that last second putback attempt was waved off. So no basket for the Knights, but they're still up 17 to 10 to start the second period. And this Trinity Christian team has honestly made some plays on their end. And they have every right to be in this game. They've come out and played pretty well here. And it will be Unity Christian to start with the basketball. So Tice Van Beek will inbound. Gets it into Dylan Bosma. As we're underway here in the second period, here's Van Beek again. Back to Dylan Bosma. In the paint to Braden Bosma, who slams it home. Alley-oop from Dylan Bosma. They're going to call a technical on Braden Bosma, I think for a hanging on the rim. But that got this crowd juiced. It's 19 to 10. I don't think even Coach Harskamp's mad about the technical. He's over there smiling. That got the bench fired up, but Trinity Christian will take their free throws on the technical. Eli Klein to shoot. First free throw up and good. So Eli Klein's got 7. Here's Klein's second. It's off the mark, no good. So that hanging on the rim only cost the Knights 1 point, so I guess a net of 1 on the dunk. But the Tigers will have possession here as well. They will inbound. As Wester gets it in to Eli Klein. Klein near right wing. Dribbles near baseline. Hands it off. This is Hulksbergen with it. Kicks it back out to Wester. Here's Popema left wing. Popema gets it in. This is Luke DeYoung. It goes out of bounds. And it will be Unity Christian basketball. So here's Dylan Bosma with it. Bosma over to Schurz. Bosma with it again, right wing. Here's Schurz near the top of the key into Van Beek. In the paint to Vogel. Loses control. It's out of bounds on Trinity Christian. So the Knights will inbound. Here's Vogel with it. Hands it off to Van Beek. Van Beek back over to Dylan Bosma. 3 from the top of the key. Good. Dylan Bosma with another 3. He has 6. It's 22 to 11. And they're going to call a travel on Drew Popema. And I believe Trinity Christian wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller Digital.
You can't replace the peace of mind that comes with knowing your animal is in good hands. Central Veterinary Clinic has been serving Sioux Center and the surrounding area for over 60 years. With a staff of 11 veterinarians, you can be sure you're getting the right care when you need it. Whether it's your companion animal or a production animal operation, Central Veterinary is committed to staying up to date on the most current medical advances and knowledge to provide your animal with the best care. See what the professionals at Central Veterinary have to offer you at centralveterinaryclinic.com.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School with the Knights leading 22-11, 7:03 remaining here in the second period. This is Dylan Bosma with it over to Trevor Waringa. Waringa back to Bosma. Bosma cross court to Vogel. Vogel drives baseline. Kicks it back out to Waringa. He'll take a three from the corner. No good. And rebound Vogel. Vogel over to Van Beek. Back to Dylan Bosma. In the paint to Van Beek. His floater up and good. Knights starting to pull away. Up 13. Van Beek has 6. There's Eli Klein with it. Klein up to Carter Westra. Westra drives near right wing, hands it off. Here's Klein with it again. Klein crossover dribble, drives near baseline, his floater up and no good. Rebound, Dylan Bosma. Bosma almost loses it. Gets it into Jackson Vogel. Vogel lays it up and in. Vogel has 4, and they're going to stop play and call a foul. Believe on Tice Van Beek. Actually take that back there to get Schurz. That's Scherz's second. As it looks like. Elliot Vandenberg will check in for the Knights as well. There's Eli Klein. Klein near right wing, crossover dribble. Kicks it back out. This is Gruneweg with it as they're going to stop play. I didn't see the call, but it'll be Unity Christian basketball. My guess is a travel, but I didn't quite see it. So here's Dylan Bosma. Bosma will pull up 3, left wing, good. Dylan Bosma, his third 3 of the night. He has 9. Here's Hulksbergen with it, gets it over to Gruneweg. Gruneweg drives baseline, his reverse layup is blocked, and it's taken by Tice Van Beek. Van Beek cross court to Dylan Bosma. He's got to try to save it, and he just barely does, but it's in at the arms of a Pierce Gruneweg. So a turnover for the Knights. Here's Hulksbergen. Hulksbergen works off a screen. Back out to Klein. Klein will take a 3, right wing, good. Eli Klein has 10 of the 14. And it's a 29-14 lead for the Knights. Dylan Bosma cross court to Elliot Vandenberg. He'll bring it cross court to Waringa. Here's a 3, that's good from Dylan Bosma. Bosma has 4 threes tonight. He's got 12. Here's Hulksbergen. Hulksbergen drives, his layup is up and no good. And rebound Unity Christian. Here's Waringa. Waringa kicks it back out to Van Beek. He'll take a 3, left wing, rattles it and out, no good. Put back up and good. Dylan Bosma having himself a night. He's got 14 here early in the first half. It's a 20-point lead for Unity Christian. Here's Carter Westra with it. Westra in to, this is, they're going to call a foul. They got that into James Postma. And Postma will go to the line for 2. Waringa called on that foul. That's his 3rd. And a 1-and-1 for the freshman, James Postma. As it looks like Kyan Emmelkamp will check in for the Knights. Postma coming in only 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Only the 5th game he's appeared in. Make a little confusion on the court, so yep, we'll try the 1-and-1 again. And the front end of the 1-and-1 is good. Postma on the board, it's 34-15. And a second free throw on its way, and no good. Rebound, Jackson Popema. Popema swings it over to Van Beek. Van Beek over to Vandenberg. Cross court to Dylan Bosma. Here's Kyan Emelkamp. He'll take a three from the corner. No good. And a fight for the rebound, poked out of bounds. It was poked by Elliot Vandenberg. So Trinity Christian will take over. As it looks like Kylan Davalar checks in for the Tigers. There's Eli Klein with it. Back over to Hochsbergen. Hochsbergen drives near right wing. Hochsbergen back to Gronoway. It's taken away by Emelkamp as he tried to save it. It's taken by Hochsbergen. He'll drive to the rim, and he lays it up and in. So Dustin Hochsbergen has 6. It's 34-17 Unity Christian. Here's Dylan Bosma. Thought about a three. Gets it back to Van Beek. Van Beek drives his floater. Too short, no good. And a scramble for it on the floor. Taken by Popham. Here's a three from Dylan Bosma. Too short, no good. Rebound, Emelkamp. No, taken away by Trinity Christian by Kylan Davalar. Here's Klein with it near the top of the key. Approaching 3 to go here in the first half. Here's Gronoway. Gronoway kicks it over in the corner to Davalar. Here's Hochsbergen. Back over to Klein near right wing. Klein tries to make a move. He'll try to drive, spin, jumper up and no good. And a rebound, Tice Van Beek. Van Beek gets it over to Bosma. Bosma again with it. 3, left wing, good. Dylan Bosma on fire tonight. He's got 17. And it's back to a 20-point lead for Unity Christian. Here's Hochsbergen. Hands it off to Popema. Back over to Klein. Klein hands it off. This is Gronowig, and they're going to call a travel on Pierce Gronowig. So Dylan Bosma brings it back across the timeline. Here's Van Beek. Back to Bosma, right wing. And another lob, and that dunk can't get it to go from Kyan Emelkamp. Fight for the rebound. They're going to call a foul. And Jackson Popham will go to the line. So Lob City here in Orange City. And the first free throw up and no good from Jackson Popema. Popema in the loss last night had 2 points, 4 rebounds to go along with 1 assist. As Carter Wester checks back in for the Tigers. Pierce Gronowig checks out. Second free throw on its way, too long, and rebound Trinity Christian. There's Eli Klein with it. Klein swings it over. This is Hochsbergen with it again. That's off the foot of Dylan Bosma. There's Eli Klein with it. Klein gets it into Westra. Westra double teamed. And here is Popham with it. Baseline floater, no good. Rebound, Dylan Bosma. Bosma right wing, and he's fouled on his drive into the lane. So Tice Van Beek to inbound, 1:44 remaining. Until halftime, and actually we're going to get a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Customers deserve great internet too. This is Doug from EverTech. You deserve EverTech's no limits internet and the personal service that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bringing customers like you reliable, unlimited internet. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. The Knights lead 37-17, 1:44 remaining here in the second period, and we're just about ready to get out of a timeout. Knights, for the most part, dominated this game. They've had a few moments where it had Coach Harskamp maybe a little upset, but they've had some fun moments too. Bosma to Bosma lob for a dunk for Braden Bosma. They tried it again with Kyan Emmelkamp, didn't quite work. But here come both teams out of the timeout. And Tice Van Beek will inbound. Van Beek, Dylan Bosma, Vandenberg, and Vandenberg gets the pass and he lays it up and in. So Elliot Vandenberg on the board. 39-17, Unity Christian lead. That's off the foot of Kyan Emmelkamp. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Trinity Christian basketball. Here's Drew Popema with it. Popema double teamed, and that's almost taken away. But here's Carter Westra back out to Hochsbergen. Hochsbergen look to drive, tries to find his man, but can't. It's taken away by Unity Christian. Here's Tice Van Beek over to Dylan Bosma. He'll take another three. No good, too short. Rebound, Trinity Christian. Here's Hochsbergen, near right wing. Approaching a minute to go before halftime. Here's Westra, his floater up and no good. Gets his own rebound, kicks it back out. Here's another jumper, no good. And rebound, Dylan Bosma. Here's Jackson Popema. Popema back out. This is a three from Vandenberg, no good. And rebound, Dylan Bosma. Here's Emmelkamp, pump fake, kicks it back out to Bosma. His three from the corner, no good. And rebound, Jackson Popema back out to Van Beek. Here's Vandenberg again. Emmelkamp for three. Good! Kyan Emmelkamp gets in the game and gets a three. It's 42-17. Unity Christian leads. Here's Drew Popema approaching 20 seconds to go here. First half shot clock turned off. And they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Unity Christian. So a foul on Dylan Bosma, that's his first. And Dustin Hochsbergen at the line for, I believe, a 1-and-1. Front end of the 1-and-1 is up and good. Hochsbergen, one of the leading scorers for the Tigers. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal in their loss last night to Galen Catholic. Second free throw on the way and good. It's 42-19. Unity Christian leads. See if the Knights want one last shot before halftime. Bosma over to Van Beek, back to Bosma. 10 to go. Here's Emmelkamp. Back over to Van Beek, pump fake, gets it into paint to Popema. Popema lays it up and in with the foul. Good strong finish by Jackson Popema. And that's his first points of the game. He will go to the line for 1. And Popema at the free throw line, only 8 for 36. So we'll see if he can improve on that. First free throw up and no good, too long. Rebound, Trinity Christian, one last heave before halftime, and that was almost in. It was on the mark, it had a chance, but that will bring us to halftime with the Knights leading 44-19, and we will have the dance team up here in a moment, I believe right now. So I will turn my mic off. The lights are actually going to turn off, and they're going to have a bunch of glow sticks and stuff. So should be a cool sight for you. Hopefully I get a chance to give a halftime recap here after they're done, but I'll turn off my mic and hand it over to the dance team. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball. Welcome back to Unity Christian High School. I think you just witnessed a pretty cool display there. I don't know if the video did it justice. It was pretty cool here in person, but about 5 minutes to go before we start the second half. And I'll give a quick recap of the first half and then play some ads, and we'll be ready to go for the start of the second half. But I'll start with the stats for Trinity Christian. Eli Klein led the way with 10 points. Dustin Hawksbergen had a 6, and then James Postma had 1, and that is all of the Unity Christian, the Trinity Christian scoring. And for Unity Christian, Tice Van Beek had 6, Braden Bosma had 2, Steven Schurz had 3, Dylan Bosma had 17, and Trevor Waringa had 3, Kyan Emmelkamp had 3, Elliot Vandenberg had 2, Jackson Popema had 2, and then Jackson Vogel had 4. So Coach Harskamp getting a lot of guys in, and a lot of guys have gone in and done a great job and got some shots down. I think his goal really for the game tonight, it's homecoming. He wants to get as many guys in the game as possible, create memories for them. It's been a memorable night. It's my first time at Unity Christian for homecoming, so it's been a pretty cool sight to see just with all the festivities that they have here. They definitely take it seriously, but their basketball team, their boys basketball team is also taking care of business here so far. Again, a couple times where the Knights were a little careless with the basketball, but they rebounded in a great way. They've been great from beyond the arc, especially Dylan Bosma. And as a team, they've been playing really well here in the first half. We'll see if they can finish the deal and have a good ending to the game and have an even better second half. So we'll take another break, and I'll be back with you at the start of the second half. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Rural customers deserve great internet too. You deserve EverTech's No Limits Internet and the quality local services that comes with it. We've dedicated 32 years to bring customers like you reliable and unlimited internet, up to 50 megabits across 22 counties. It's internet you can count on. Call or email our Everly office to get started. You and your family need internet with unlimited use, no contracts, and no overages. You need EverTech. Visit evertech.net to learn more. EverTech, internet where you live.
Since 1998, Ground Effects in Sioux Center has been Northwest Iowa's premier landscaping and garden center, providing a full variety of trees, shrubs, perennials, and annuals. Visit scgroundeffects.com and use their plant finder tool to help you find the perfect plant for your home. Ground Effects also has a full staff of experts and designers to turn your landscaping dreams into a reality. Come see what Ground Effects in Sioux Center has to offer.
Notaboom Electric and Refrigeration has always operated under strong values aimed at exceeding client needs. The relationship with their clients begins on the first day of contact and only ends once you are fully satisfied with the work. When you hire Notaboom Electric, you can count on them for the results you want and need. They offer a number of services for residential and commercial facilities to schools and churches. Discover the advantage of working with Notaboom Electric and Refrigeration in Orange City today. Wishing good luck to the Knights.
When each new day begins, we're here. When you want new technology that's tested and proven, we're here. When you need a sounding board or just a good story, we're here. For an ally whose local roots run as deep as yours, or to make next year the best year yet, we'll be where we've been all along, with you from the word go.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School, about set for the start of the second half. I'm trying to follow the Iowa and Penn State wrestling duel. And the last score that I have is Iowa up 11-6. And I also saw that Spencer Lee rolled to an 18-2 tech fall. So Iowa Wrestling doing its thing as well. Unity Christian doing its thing here tonight as they lead 44-19 here to start the second half. So 44-19 your score. And still waiting for Unity Christian to get out on the floor. Looks like Carter Westra on the floor for the Tigers. Klein in there as well as Pierce Groneweg, Drew Popema, and Dustin Hochsbergen. It's Wieringa, Van Beek, Dylan Bosma, Braden Bosma, and Jackson Vogel on the court for the Knights, and we're underway to start the second half. This is Klein with it. Klein hands it off. That was Hochsbergen, back to Klein. Klein gets it off to Popema. Here is Groneweg in the corner. That's taken away by Vogel, but they're going to call a foul on Trinity Christian. That is actually on Pierce Groneweg. That is his fourth. So Van Beek gets it in to Dylan Bosma. Bosma over to Tice Van Beek. Van Beek drives in the lane, stops his dribble, lays it up and in. Tice Van Beek has 8. It's 46-19 Unity Christian. Here's Klein with it near the top of the key, gets it into Westra. Westra looking for somewhere to go, working on Vogel. He'll be blocked by Jackson Vogel. And that's saved by Trinity Christian. He's blocked. Trevor Wieringa has 6. It's a 30-point lead for the Knights. And here's Eli Klein with it again. Crossover dribble, kicks it back out. Here's Hochsbergen left wing. Hochsbergen stops. Jumper from the left elbow is up and good. Hochsbergen is up to 8. Here's Wieringa left wing. Back over to Van Beek. Here's Vogel in the corner. He'll take a 3. Why not? No good. And rebound Trinity Christian. Here's Hochsbergen. Hochsbergen crossover dribble. Drive the lane. His layup up and good. There's 2 guys in double digits now for the Tigers. That's Klein and Hochsbergen. Here's Bosma. He'll take a 3. Good. His great night continues. He's got 20. Back to a 29-point lead for the Knights. Here's Klein. Stops left wing, gets it over to Hochsbergen. Back to Carter Westra. Westra over to Klein near the top of the key. Pump fake, drives the lane. His layup up and no good. Might have been tipped, but rebound Dylan Bosma. Bosma gets it over to Van Beek. He'll take a 3 left wing. Rattles in and out, no good. And a rebound, Trinity Christian. Knights getting a lot of open looks, and they're taking them. Here's Popham with it. He'll take an open look. That is no good. And Groneweg rebound, still in there with 4 fouls. Here's a 3 from Klein, no good, off the mark. And rebound, Dylan Bosma. Bosma, he'll pull it for 3, right wing. Good! What a night Dylan Bosma is having. He's got 23. If you're shooting that hot, why not just pull up from 3? Here's Klein, gets it in to Groneweg. Groneweg traps in the corner, gets it into Popema, who lays it up and in. Drew Popema on the board for the first time tonight. 55-25 to score. Here's Vogel, who lays it up and in. Jackson Vogel has 6. It's a 32-point lead for Unity Christian. Here's Hochsbergen with it. Tries to get it in the lane, and it's almost taken by Dylan Bosma. He's out of bounds. Near the baseline, as we'll get a couple more substitutions. Jackson Popema checks in, as well as, I believe, Steven Schurz. Yes, it is Schurz. Here's the inbound. Into Klein. Klein kicks it back out to Westra. Back to Klein, right wing. Here's Groneweg with it. Groeneweg dribbles, gets it back out to Klein. His jumper is off the mark, no good. Rebound, Groeneweg, putback is good. Pierce Groeneweg on the board for the first time. Here's Braden Bosma with it. Bosma into Jackson Popema in the paint to Schurz, has it almost taken away. Taken again by Braden Bosma. Here's Van Beek in the paint to Popema. Popema back out to Braden Bosma. His three up and good. Both Bosma's like threes. It is 62-27. Holtzbergen has it taken away by Popema. Popema hands it off to Schurz. Schurz dribbles at the corner, back out to Popema in the paint to Van Beek, who has an easy layup, and he lays it up and in. 62-27 is your score. 3:20 remaining here, third period. Here's Holtzbergen, near right wing, working on Van Beek. This is Groeneweg in the corner. Groeneweg drives baseline, and they're going to, I believe, call a foul. A foul on Tice Van Beek. That's his first. Trinity Christian with it again. This is Wester. Kicks it in to Holtzbergen. His jumper rattles on and out, no good. Rebound, Dylan Bosma gets it in to Braden Bosma. Bosma in the corner to Popema. And he almost loses control of it, as he does lose control, as looks like Dylan Bosma got trucked to the floor there. Here come the Tigers back the other way. This is Holtzbergen. Holtzbergen over to Klein. Klein stutter step. Pull up, a jumper, no good. A rebound, putback is blocked by Elliot Vandenberg. He falls to the floor. Here's Braden Bosma. He'll pull up three, too long, no good. And rebound, Trinity Christian. Here's Klein, under 2 minutes to go, third period. Klein gets it into Westra. Westra pull up, jumper, no good. And rebound goes out of bounds. It'll be Unity Christian basketball. Here's Dylan Bosma, near right wing, crossover dribble, back in the corner to Dylan Bosma. His three up and good. That's Braden Bosma for three. Take that back. But Braden Bosma has 8 now at 64-27. Take that back. He's got 9. Holtzbergen working on Vandenberg. Cross court over to Groeneweg. Here's Klein with it. Klein kicks it in to Holtzbergen. Holtzbergen, jumper, free throw line, no good. Putback is too long, no good. And that's going to be a foul on Unity Christian. Foul on Steven Schurz. And that is Schurz's third. And the first free throw on the way in at too long from Luke DeYoung, as Kyan Emmelkamp checks in for Braden Bosma. And Luke DeYoung from the line so far coming in was 11 for 20. Here's the second free throw on the way and good. As it looks like James Postma checks in for Trinity Christian. As he checks in for Luke DeYoung. So here's Dylan Bosma. Under a minute to go, third period. Gets it into Kyan Emmelkamp. Emmelkamp drives in the baseline, kicks it back out. This is another three. Rattles on and out, no good from Dylan Bosma. Rebound by Jackson Popema. He's fouled. We're going to get James Postma on that foul. That's his first. So Popema at the line for 2. He's got 2 points so far tonight. Make that 3. Second free throw on the way and rattles on and out, no good. Rebound, Trinity Christian. 40 seconds to go here, third period. crossover dribble, drives to the baseline, that layup up and good. Good move by Hochsberg, and he's got 12. Bosma over to Schurz. Vandenberg back to Schurz. Shot clock turned off, 20 seconds to go here, third period. Here's Vandenberg. Vandenberg back to Schurz. Looks like the Knights trying to set something up here. Under 10 to go. Here's Bosma. Bosma back out to Schurz. His three up and too short, no good. Rebound, Bosma. That's no good. And we will get to the end of the third period with the Knights leading 65-30. We'll take another break. You're watching Unity Christian Basketball on Fuller Digital Solutions.
Pizza Ranch serves buffet your way.
Don't you mean my way, Mr. Voiceover Guy?
Sure, anyone's way, actually. Request your favorite pizza. We'll make it, bake it, and give you the first slice.
I can add peppers to pepperoni, Stampede on stuffed crust, maybe Texan taco on thin. No tomatoes on my half. How can I convince Mom to let us eat here every night?
It's buffet your way at Pizza Ranch. Say it with me, kid.
And welcome back to Unity Christian High School. The Knights lead 65-30, about set to start the fourth period on this homecoming game here at Unity Christian. So Trevor Wieringa checks back in, and he will inbound. It's Wieringa, Dylan Bosma, Tice Van Beek, Braden Bosma, and Jackson Vogel on the floor. So the starting lineup for the Knights back on the floor, up 35. Here's Trevor Wieringa, right wing. Wieringa back to Dylan Bosma. His three left wing, too short, no good. And a rebound Wieringa. Here's a three from Van Beek. Good. Tice Van Beek has 13. And it's 68-30. Unity Christian leads. Here come the Tigers back the other way. Here's Westra, right wing. Westra hands it off. This is Popham with it now, top of the key. Popham hands it off to Klein. Klein near right wing. Klein working on Van Beek. Kicks it back out. This is Hochsberg, and he'll pull up a jumper, no good. Rebound out of bounds, and out of bounds on Trinity Christian. So Steven Schurz checks in. Dylan Bosma checks out. Looks like Bosma's night might be done. Schurz brings it back across the timeline. Here's Van Beek over to Braden Bosma. Braden Bosma drives in the lane, kicks it back out to Wieringa. Wieringa back out to Schurz. His open three, left wing, good! Everybody's joining in on threes tonight. Steven Schurz has his second at 71-30. Popham, right wing. He'll take a three, too short, no good. Rebound. Trevor Wieringa loses control of it. Taken by Trinity Christian, goes out of bounds. It'll be Unity Christian basketball. Tice Van Beek checks out. I believe Emmelkamp in for him. Bosma gets it over to Wieringa. Here's Schurz with it. Dribbles near right wing. Here's Emmelkamp. Over to Wieringa. Kicks it in the paint to Vogel. Back out to Bosma. His three off the mark, no good. And a rebound fought for. And they're going to call a foul on Hochsbergen. The student section have been cheering for Gabe Borchers for a long time. They're going to get their wish as Gabe Borchers checks in, as well as Bryce Harskamp. And I believe Simon Melma checked in as well. Here's a three from Melma, no good. Rebound, that's, I believe, number 5 checked in. I don't think that's Jacob Van Dong. But here's Postma near baseline, kicks it back out. This is Westra. Westra drives back out to Klein. Klein over to Popham, a pump fake, drives near baseline. Gets it back out. This is Hochsbergen. Hochsbergen pumps, drives in the lane. His layup up and good with the foul. Hochsbergen has 14. He's been a good bright spot here for the Tigers. First free throw on the way and good from Dustin Hochsbergen. Make that 15 for him. So here is Kyan Emelkamp bringing it back the other way. This is Mellema back to Harskamp. Harskamp left wing. His three, no good. Rebound, Mellema kicks it back out. Here's Borchers with it. Borchers near right wing, back cross court. That's Emelkamp back to Harskamp. Cross court near right wing. Back out to Borchers, top of the key. Student section wanted him to shoot a three there. But here's Harskamp again. Harskamp crossover dribble over to Emelkamp. He'll take a three. Good! Kyan Emelkamp, I believe that's his second three. 74-33. Everything's falling tonight here for the Knights. Klein back out to Westra. Westra spin in the lane. His floater no good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll be Unity Christian basketball. So here come the Knights back the other way. Here's Harskamp with it. Harskamp in the corner to Mellema. Back cross court. Here's Borchers for three. Too long, no good. Rebound. Tigers back the other way. Here's Hochsbergen back out. This is Klein's floater. Rattles in and good. Eli Klein has 12. And approaching 3 to go. Here's Emelkamp to Borchers left wing. Pump fake. Puts it over to Emelkamp. Emelkamp in the corner. Here's a three. Too short, no good. And rebound fought for by Mellema. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow, Trinity Christian. They'll take over. Couple new subs for Trinity Christian. Kyle Wienia checks in, as well as Reed Gronweg. Gronweg gets it over to Hochsbergen, almost taken by Borchers. Here's a three from Papama, good. 2:30 remaining here. Unity Christian leads 74-38. So approaching 2 minutes to go. Stolen by Borchers. Borchers brings it back the other way. He'll drive in the lane, his layup. No good, but he's fouled. And our camera's back. So Gronweg will go to the line for two. First free throw on its way and good. Hit every part of the rim and went in. Gronweg, a sophomore, checking in and getting some minutes here. Second free throw up and good. Here come the Knights. This is Mellema. Mellema drives. His floater is no good. And rebound, Wienia. Here come the Tigers. Here's Hochsbergen. Hochsbergen back out. Hochsbergen with it again. Kicks it over to Davilar. Here's Gronweg with it again. Taken by Borchers. Fight for it on the floor. Taken aback by the Tigers. And that's a foul that's going to be on Unity Christian. And I see that we're still having issues with... And I believe we got our camera back again. I'm not for sure why it keeps going. There was a foul called on that last play. Free throw is up and good from, that is Corey Maassen, just checking into the game. Again, apologies on the camera to end the game. Come the Knights back the other way, 30 seconds to go. Here is Harskamp. He'll take a three, rattles in and out, no good. And fight for it, rebound Knights. There's Borchers for three, no good. Rebound Knights, put back block from behind. And under 15 to go, I think that'll about do it. That'll about wrap it up. And actually, that goes out of bounds. Unity Christian basketball.
I like living in the dorms at NCC because it's a short walk to class. We do get free perks on campus. We get free laundry, we get free cable, free internet, free utilities. I do feel like I'm getting the college experience at NCC.
At NCC, we have EMT classes that cover many things, trauma emergency, medical emergencies, all the way to delivering a baby. There's just many more opportunities for EMS that allow you to grow not only as a person, but in your career as well.
And we welcome you back to Unity Christian High School. Again, apologies for the camera at the very end. We'll see if we can make sure that doesn't happen again. But your Knights come away with a big 75-42 win here on homecoming. I'll quickly go through the rest of the stats here. I think the camera went out again, but you'll just hear my voice. But Trinity Christian, their stats: Pierce Grunewig had 2, Drew Poppema had 5, Eli Klein had 12, Corey Mawson had 1, Dustin Hochsbergen had 15, Reed Grunewig had 2, and James Postma had 1. And Unity Christian filtered in a lot of different guys. Tice Van Beek had 13, Braden Bosma had 9, Steven Schurz had 6, Dylan Bosma had 23, Trevor Wieringa had 6, and Kyan Emmelkamp had 6, Elliot Vandenberg had 2, Jackson Poppema had 3, Jackson Vogel had 6, and then Gabe Borchers had 1. So all in all, just a great game for the Knights. Came in, took care of business, shot very well from beyond the arc. Just overall, just a great shooting night, both for the boys and the girls. And I'll very briefly talk about what both teams have coming up on their slates. First for the girls, for Trinity Christian, they will play against Hinton at home on Monday, and then Akron Westfield on Tuesday of next week. And then they will play Harris Lake Park on Thursday of next week, and then Hartley Melvin Sanborn on Friday of next week. So a busy week for them. And for Unity Christian, they, like I said earlier, will play Bishop Heelan on Monday at Bishop Heelan in Sioux City. And then they will play again at Rock Valley on Thursday of next week. Then they will host Harris Lake Park. I'll have the call for you on that one next week, Friday. And boys' schedule should be pretty similar, I'd assume. Yes, Trinity Christian will travel and actually host Hinton Monday of next week, and then Akron Westfield Tuesday of next week, Harris Lake Park on Thursday of next week. Then they will actually travel to Arley Melvin Sanborn on Friday of next week. And then the boys do not play Bishop Elon on a Monday. Their first game will be at Rock Valley next week, Thursday. And then they will play Harris Lake Park next week, Friday. Again, I will have the call for you on that. So that'll wrap it up for me. Unity Christian wins both games of their homecoming festivities. And I will see you next week, Friday. You are watching Unity Christian basketball on Fuller.